Calm down.
Okay, we're doing a install here, 2009 Lancer GTS. Full suspension install. First thing is going to be the lower control arm, went generic. Sway bar end link went generic. Strut, KYB, and the top hat for it. The only thing that went with stock was the end link for the steering. So I'm just going to put everything together backwards for the video, and you'll see all the torque specs and size of the sockets that we're going to use. Okay, so we start with the tie rod end here, and simply a 19 on your tie rod end and a 22 on the back nut. Don't forget to scribe it so you know where top center is. Once you break that loose, I'm just going to turn the back nut 2 spins to get it up to there, so I know it's 2 spins to get it back to center once I put the new tie rod end on. Okay, tie rod end link went back on the same way. I dropped my guide nut down 2 full spins and installed the new one until it met the guide nut, then tightened them up again. The guide nut was a 22mm and the new tie rod end was actually 21mm. So next step from here is going to go ahead and put on the sway bar links. Okay, so sway bar link, again I went with generic on that one. The only thing I went with OEM was the tie rod end link because of the length and strength. So this link here was a 17mm nut on the back side, and then you use a hex head socket after your crescent wrench, your 17mm crescent wrench, and that hex head socket was a size 5. So lock that down, flip it up, get it out of the way, and lower control arm is next. Okay, cross member is in. First thing you do is slide this back corner in. The socket on the bottom is a 19, the crescent on the top is a 19. Hit it with your little impact. Then the front. And once you get that in, you stick a pry bar underneath the front of the knuckle. There's a little slide. You can pry this other side into place. That front is a 19 again. I just hit it with the impact wrench till it tightened. This is 138 pounds-feet of torque for the front. Your rear is 123. Torque those down, leave your cap on until you're ready to set the knuckle. And let's see what's next. I guess we'll set the knuckle. Okay, so lower knuckle's in. The nuts on the bottom is a 17mm nut, and we're gonna go ahead and torque that to 80 pounds. Next will be the tie rod end. The main hub bolt is a 32mm, and next we're gonna go ahead and lock the tie rod end in, and then put the strut tower in. Now the strut tower was a KYB tower. The tower and the strut and the top cap plus the boot and all that junk. This was a 17mm nut, 17 or 19, I think it was 17, and we just took it apart on the grass with an impact. It doesn't really pop out too crazy. And then you go ahead and put it back together, the spring on the new assembly, and kind of push it down by hand, throw that nut on there and hit it with the ratchet again, impact ratchet, and got it pretty tight. Once it's on there, we'll go ahead and torque it once it's completely in. Okay, tie rod end link is on. That's 19 pounds, 20 pounds. Strut tower is in. These lower bolts on the strut tower are going to be 81 pounds. And the top 3 on the tower are going to be 33 pounds. Now let me go ahead and lock everything down. Start putting the brake caliper back on and toss in some new brakes. Okay, so everything's on here. Got the caliper on. You can go ahead and tighten down your brake bracket, your caliper on the back, those are going to be 17s. Your wheel speed sensor back here is going to be a 10. Again, the towers, the lower part of the tower is at 81 pounds. The upper 3 bolts are at 33 pounds. Once the car is down on the ground, then we'll tighten the dead center to 44 pounds, which is the dead center for the shock. And the hub, you just go ahead and place your wrench in there and lock that guy down to 167. And everything else is putting back on the tire. Thank you for watching.